Welcome to my channel, guys. This is your girl Mac with the Mac Show. Welcome on board. Buckle up, we in for a ride. Hi guys, welcome back to another Mac Show. Listen, today I would like to bring you this interview with Norman Browne and I think Mr. Tony. I cannot run the video right through because of copyright. So I have to play and stop, play and stop. So just be mindful. Just, bear with me. Somebody might come and say, oh, stop talking. Just let me hear the video or something. No, this is YouTube and copyright will be, slash on me. So, this is a long-standing PNC member. He's a U.S. What should I say? PNC U.S. based official, Tony Jones, right? Norman Browne had an interview with him. If you go over to Norman Browne page, you could watch the whole interview, right through. But I'm just want to give, a little piece of it. The reason why I'm bringing this to you guys is because it's something that I speak on, and listen, you get a little more from the professional. I saw y'all, I ain't a professional. I just got sense. Anyway, let us start and listen.
Politics for a number of years, I care not to mention. I can say quite frankly, while in the United States, I have ran for city council on 2 occasions unsuccessfully. When I was in Canada, I ran and won an open election there. It simply means that for me, I do not talk and write about politics and political issues. I actively engage in the political process through putting myself up for various positions in politics and in government, local government. I am an author. I have penned at least 12 books, wrote numerous articles, publications throughout and across. Oh my God. So guys, I gotta play and stop, play and stop. He's just introducing himself, and I wanted to, in case, people might wonder who's him. So that's why I just said, let me give the part with him introducing himself. I'm a graduate of both University of Concordia in Montreal as well as UMass Boston in Massachusetts. I have been a long-standing member of the PNC and the youth arm, the YSM, founding member of the Tocqueville YSM group, a district and regional representative, while at the same time, I was a national youth leader for the Catholic young people in the country. So I have managed, and I do not even want to go into my sporting credentials, having played for numerous groups in Georgetown. So guys, as I explained to you, I gotta play, I gotta talk on the video, I gotta play and talk on the video to avoid copyrights, right? YouTube already warned me about it because I didn't really know the rules really. Facebook, we do anything and everything. Facebook wild. I say Facebook is ghetto. Facebook is just wild, but YouTube, you got to be very careful over here. So I'm learning it, and I just want to be careful. So I gotta play and stop, or play and stop, and talk and stop, or whatever. But I wanted you guys, to introduce you to this guy. I just don't want to just put him up there without, you don't know who he is. And listen, if you want the full video, go over to Norman Browne page. Norman Browne, what's this? Norman Browne on Facebook. He's really got some interesting conversation. So let's go. I represented Quebec and Canada as well as Montreal while I lived up here. So I have been around for a find ourselves as a nation that is more united rather than divided. And as some government supporters would want to advocate and mention, that we are now more racially united than previously, simply because Afro-Guyanese gravitated to the PNs, to the PPP and win. I beg to differ. That is not what I consider as a united country.
Well, I might say, mm-mm, you gotta come home and see that it's different. Afro Guyanese are moving away from, race, voting and stuff, and so on and so on. Is Afro Guyanese, like, the was fed up with the system that, leaders taking them for granted over and over. Just expect when election come, you can put your eggs there, granted, and it's a new generation. It's a new generation. But you get a very important point that he gonna make, that, I would like, especially the PNC supporters, would like to come, and just ready for me. They don't like, people call them out, or call them out, really, I should say. They lead us out, They want to just turn a blind eye on it, and is why they're there, where they're there. See me, this, okay. Let me see what's going on.
So I like to remind people that in 2015, I was the commissioner or chairman of the commission that looked into race relation in Guyana as it pertains to those Guyanese living in North America. So we were able to look into what are some of the aspects that prevent us as a nation, as a people, from being stronger in unity and rather than be polarized along racial and political lines. Guyana is not the only pluralistic society.
Okay, that's not really the part. I gotta come up a little more. I want to get it too.
Disingenuous on my part, and I can only speak for me personally, to say that I was not totally shocked, disappointed, and really embarrassed with the results when I heard them. I I use that term simply to awaken the consciousness of party supporters and members in particular, because we cannot continue to be a modern party when we stifle dissenting voices. When we stifle dissenting voices, it simply means we become less than effective, less than the party that we ought to be. What that entails is simple. If we were more united, if we were able to hold our base as a party, it would have meant that the opposition party, the main opposition party.
Wait, I gotta stop. I just gotta stop because of YouTube. Bear with me, bear with me. I gotta talk whilst I can't just run the video. But I was listening to it, and this guy was like, on point, on point, on point. And that is what, some supporters do not want to face reality, you know. But, they can get it right.
Party, we would have retained that position because we would have held on to at least 5 more seats rather than losing numerous seats to the PPP and win. Humiliating simply because it is the first time in the history of the party, the People's National Congress, that later morphed into the PNCR reform, that we have been in a position where we're not either the government or the main opposition party. If that is not humiliating, I do not know what is. And we will have to do quite a lot of hard work and introspection as regards to what went wrong and future is all but over for the PNC. I do not believe and accept that it is all over. History can tell us. We can look to history. Just go back in 2006 with the advent or the emergence of the.
So that was very, very much interested, very much interested, very much. So I don't know if this guy was trying to advise them and, taking advice, but mm-mm, mm-mm.
AFC. AFC won 6 seats in 2006. By 2025, they were zero. However, in the interim, we have seen over the years a decline in the membership and the visibility of the AFC as a political force in the country. So it really was not surprising to me that the AFC did so poorly. But at the same time, as I said before, it was equally surprising and disappointing that we were unable to hold our strongholds. Listen, Norman, let us look at the numbers just quite clearly without, you know.
Okay, I gotta talk again. I gotta talk again. I really wish I could just run this guy. I should just run this guy speaking, but I just can't because of copyright, So I just gotta talk. I really I just want him to speak, but I just can't like just run it like that. If you want to just listen the old video out, you could go on Norma Browne page on Facebook, and you could get the old video out. You could listen. Sorry, you could listen to the old video right out with without cutting or anything. So it's very interested for you, especially those PNC supporters as well. Come and fight me. Very interested. I tell you guys, I'm not biased. I'm not biased. This show here, this the Max show, I can call it out. You know, that's why I like to be independent. I like to be free-minded, where I could call out anything without fear or favor.
Using numerical digits. If we had held on to region 10 as well as region 4, we would have won at least 5 more seats. The fact that we could not hold on to region 10 is indicative of how far we have fallen from the great favors and blessing of the Guyanese electorate. How is it? Why is it that the PNC of 2025 has become so polarized and so disliked by the electorate that they turned their backs on us and saw it fitting to elect a government that has marginalized us, that has described us in so many derogatory ways, but yet our supporters went to the PPP. More than that, favorable as a people, as.
I gotta, I gotta stop it here. He got some good points. He got some good points, and I ain't agree with everything he's saying. But see it fit our people, right? And I think they're gonna realize this. They're gonna realize this, our people. But what these older guys don't understand, it's a new generation. And this new generation, I keep preaching that this new generation don't look about our people and whatever, right? This new generation looking to see who connect with you, who's standing with you, who there for you, who's supporting you, who on the ground when I needed you, right? I ain't seen you in that position. I ain't seen you for 4 years. Me know what going on. You understand? That is what people is connecting with. So you gotta move away from my people and my people. fully, you gotta move away from that. That is, they're not gonna work. If you go ahead with that, that's not gonna work. You gotta move away. You gotta go with the times. Well, I'm just bringing this interview for you guys. Just listen, because I see Terrence Campbell was on an interview with Norman Brown today, and that was very interesting because he get it. I listened to him, and he talk about it. He talk about that, meeting people, going out in the fields, reach boots on the ground. He talk about that. He speak on that, and I'll try and bring that in the next video, just a little clip about that. So let's continue here. We gotta say,
as supporters of the PNC, to gravitate to the
come on, my
Green Party, a party that up until 2 months ago had no name. I don't even know how we got there because I tried to
what
make it
happened?
clear how control the judiciary. Let me go to
Wait, let's start over again. I don't know what happened just now. Well, yeah, we here.
that even under the coalition of the APNU that people felt was the vehicle to maintain governing the country for a prolonged period of time, we were only able to do that for simply 2.5 years. Because after 2.5 years of governance, we suffered the indignity of having a no confidence vote moved against the APNU government. And after that, where have we been? We now found ourselves in just the last month or so in a position where APNU couldn't even hold onto its former groups to strengthen and repeat what it did in 2015. So, yes.
Well. I gotta talk again. Very interested conversation. Very interested conversation. Y'all give me the view, but y'all head over to Norman Brown on Facebook and give him the view. And the thing is about it, oh my gosh. Anyways, let us continue.
In my view, I do not subscribe to this notion that we have to rely on coalition politics from our perspective. I believe we need to revert to a single independent party appealing to the will of the people for their votes. And to me, if you look at the raw numbers, it is justification that that is the right approach. May I also remind your viewers that in the at the last biennial Congress, a number of supporters and members raised the question of whether or not we should continue coalition politics, and more particularly, to retain the R in the PNCR. And needless to say, that
Very interesting. Very interesting. I try to talk on that subject, but I was in my feelings with it, but I was trying to get words out, and I did promise a live where I could have expressed myself more. Because when you're making these videos, you don't really get to express yourself, because most time you just quick, it's a short video. You got to make within a certain time. You got to, so it's don't be the same. Like you do a live, you could, just talk through, and talk through. So he's gonna put it over very much, very much properly. Okay, guys.
he has already indicated that he is only there until the next biennial Congress, when he will not run for the leadership. I believe that is what he said.
And he shouldn't. Why would he want to run? Come on. Why would he? I is one who put it on the slatter, slatty. Why should he run? Why? Farmer, he should resign.
As well as the presidential candidate. If think as of September 2nd, it should have been incumbent upon every PNC member and supporter to begin the process of finding a new leader.
Duh.
And if we do not, when will we start?
Duh.
It's begun. I have started talking to people who I consider to be potential leaders or at least candidates to vie for the next leadership of the party. Well, Norman, you know in politics, we have
I don't want my boss to be bag.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Let me say this. Not wanting to disclose my private conversations, I will say this much. They are all not members of the PNC party. I am therefore recognizing that within the broader Guyanese society, there are individuals who have proven to be sympathetic to the party and willing to work with the party. It is up to us to reach out to them, to cajole them, to entice them, to show them the benefit of uniting the party and help.
I don't know, dear. I don't know, guys. I really want to say nothing bad on this right now. I don't know, but yeah, a lot of things gotta go from the party. Mindset. Hey, mindset.
Helping to determine the future destiny of our people. Let us be careful. If not the PNC, who will speak for? Who will represent the people of African descent? Who will
There is the thing. You know, he get some good points and he get his own point. Well, anyway, everybody entitled, but that's just me. You know, I think they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. This is a new generation, and they can bring up but representing we said the Afro Guyanese or whatever. If the PNC continue like that, they would lose. Listen, what they gotta understand that people move away. A lot of people listen. They got so much of mixed race. Mixed race. They mean the Indians and black married in. They getting Douglas picnic. I tell y'all, I got Douglas kids. You understand? Why could go down and be kids? What the father's Indian, I'm black. What race stack I could go and tell my kids? I cannot have that conversation. I have grandkids what look just like Indians. You understand? And this is not me alone, a lot of household. So you can't, anyway, they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn. Anyway, I be listen to you.
who will represent those people who support the party that are not necessarily of African descent?
Okay, now
We
you
have to
now I understand. Now you understand what you're talking. Who gonna represent? No man, I gotta get back this piece properly. Wait, man.
who will represent those people who support the party that are not necessarily of African descent. We have to find a uniting leader, a leader who can say,
Okay, now get it. Wait. I now get it. Oh God, sorry. I do apologize. I do apologize if I get it wrong. You see where you don't like to listen and you just jump in. That's it. That is it. You see, guys, what I was telling you, there's the same thing I was telling you. Listen, I'm not a politician. I'm nowhere in politics. But as I always tell you, I use my intelligence. Yes, I'm intelligency. Listen. It won't take a genius to watch to see, you know, the new generation, what is going on. We don't have just you African Guyanese, use Indian Guyanese. We have a lot of mixed people. We have things, and you cannot listen. Yet PNC cannot win no election with the base alone, are Afro Guyanese. First thing, even if you go the way, there are more Indians than Afro Guyanese, right? That's the first thing. And then you got Afro Guyanese in PPP party. So it can't work. It can't work. So you cannot come with a racial. So I see a lot of supporters when they come with this racial thing. I say, watch it, watch it them. They don't understand. So you gotta move away from this racial thing because you're not gonna reach back in government. No, you can't meet back. You gotta go to crossover. And if you look when with the president name, um night, with the guy but just Granger make Granger forget we and we forget he Granger. Even when Granger went in that 2015 election, Granger had a lot of Indian supporters when Nagamutu come in, remember? A lot of Indians voted. That's how they get in. So yeah, I don't get it twisted. So all who want to run away with, you're blocking for this, yeah, I can come out from the, because they are left behind.
I have no fear of the PPP. I am here to, as a Guyanese, to ask for your vote and for you to come along with me in this path towards the next journey where we can.
Internet.
If not the PNC, who will speak for? Who will represent the people of African descent? Who will represent those people who support the party that are not necessarily of African descent?
Okay.
We have to find a uniting leader, a leader who can say to people in Babu John,
Okay.
I have no fear of the PPP. I am here to, as a Guyanese, to ask for your vote and for you to come along with me in this path towards the next journey where we can better government of the country. We should be able to have a leader that could go into Linden and tell the folks of Linden, buyer's remorse, be careful what you wish for. This is the time that the prodigal sons and daughters return to the fold. We cannot sugarcoat it, my brother. This is serious times we are entering into. And if we believe that by just smiling and sweet talking our way through, change will come about, hell no. The late and great abolitionists here in the United States once quoted as saying, the progress is only possible through struggle. It was unfortunate or fortunate for me when my book came out almost 200 years later, on knowing that particular quote from Frederick Douglass, my book was entitled No Unity, No Progress. Apropos still, where and how, if we were a united people in Guyana, we would have suffered this indignity of being relegated to a third party status. It ought not to be. It should not be. It must not be the future of our people to live in submission in ways that we can consider a return of slavery. Is that what we want for our posterity? Hell no, not me. I am saying I would rather die, as Barnum said.
Well. I know the guy talking like two party mode. So I really, you get some good points. That is his option. So let's continue listening. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh. Well, that's the option, you know. You talking, anyways, let me just listen a little more.
Rather than stay on my knees and put my asking for $100,000, or as the Bible would say, dirty pieces of silver. Because if you give and you receive, what next would the people demand of you? Ask yourself. And we heard it. Those people who were promised, I should those people, our people that were promised and received the idea that they will be compensated. in excess of $40,000 and $50,000.
Wait. Where did they get this from? I don't know. This is what I don't like. You're starting good and you're gone bringing down people. That's what I don't like. I don't want to get this. Who say people was, oh gosh. Who said that? It's a political, what was it? Slander. What a political slander. Never so, never. Nobody was promised no far to $30,000 to vote. Never. No. People see the people manifesto and see, well, we get a better living. That was it. Not no money paying. I don't understand where to get it from. And it's very insulting to the people. And we people. You don't have people, sir. Y'all gotta stop that. You gotta stop that. Don't like it. When you say that, it's getting me vexed. It's really getting me vexed. No, we people. Uh-uh. We people. Stop it. You're talking one thing, you're going to Babu Jan, and thing next to me, you're going with we people. They mix up thing and walk in. Nobody was promised no $30,000 and $40,000. We gotta you're insulting people. Nobody didn't vote for no $35,000 and $40,000. You see, this was the rumors and the run with it.
Ask them how many of them received 40 and 50,000.
No, because nobody was
So it
promised
simply
that.
means if we are a means to the end for those people, where will it end?
Listen, you they talking one thing and then you say the next thing. Listen, people did not vote. Your base or the Afro Guyanese walk away from the PNC, the APNU, because y'all had a leader was sitting in the opposition seat, had nothing to do with the people. They weren't boots on the ground. They weren't connecting with the people. The people was already broken from Granger and his nonsense. That is it, Granger and his nonsense. And carry these people through, recounted all these nonsense, all these craziness. People was broken. Then he gone in his house and sit down rejoicing with his pension. Have no time with people. He didn't care if moon run, fall, sunshine. He didn't care anything. He disconnect himself from the people. The supporters continue seeing failures and weak leaders. He said that. He said that from since Burnham, they had no proper leader. Then you come back and say, but supporters store the 550,000 was promised. That's a lie. That's a complete lie. A complete lie. People wanted change. People was fed up of the leaders, lazy leaders don't have time. You think people didn't see Aubrey Norton sit in the opposition seat, did nothing, doing nothing, did not all the government feet under fire. Just let the government get away with a lot of things, do a lot of things without no proper PR, nothing, just a lazy bunch of people just running around collecting money. Listen, I got a friend. She's son got a beer garden, right? It was a strong PNC. When I say strong PNC, strong PNC. And let me tell you something. You know what turned she off? When she see Martin there drinking, she said, D, this thing turned me off because this you want to look up that lady, you want to see lady when you see he knock about that drinking. You understand? It tore she off. Listen, they got a lot of people. I got my aunt. She must be watching this program right now. She was a strong PNC. It's nothing make she move away. She went to vote for win. You understand? Y'all stop this. She ain't got no money. Y'all gotta stop this thing. Y'all insult people. No. Y'all gotta come and say y'all had a weak leader. Y'all had weak leaders. The party was broken. You understand? And everybody scattered. You understand? It's like, the same when mother dead family done. When a mother is old in the family, you see when a mother dead, you see how kind of thing happening. That is what happened with PNC party. The party start broken from inside and the children scatter. Stop the nonsense. Stop it. I won't have you. No, 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 no.
Where will it end? Will they take away our ancestral lands and tell us they're doing doing us a favor because they're going to build a land and build a bigger house for us. Is that what we have become as a people? May I
No.
remind you?
What we have become of a people, we want leaders. We would not bow and run behind a leader that is not leading us and not doing nothing for us. No, 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 no. The only man we following is God, no man of flesh. So no, 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 sir. That is wrong, wrong, wrong. We are following, and as I tell you, this is a new generation, and this man, he gets some very good points, but he also gets some points are boiling up in me. You understand? No, no, no. When you come and talking, those things is getting me vexed. I'm African Guyanese, Afro Guyanese, a black woman, whatever. I have my kids is half Indian, half black. I have grandkids will look just like Indians. You understand? I'm not teaching that. I wasn't even brought up in the house teaching racial division, right? So no, no, no. This we have so much of mixed race in Guyana right now. So this can't work. So
Our forebearers were masters of their own destinies. Evening. But there could have been a problem with the leadership and the leader. And so, whether you want her to lay blame or not lay blame, I want to caution you that you are on a program in which you have demonstrated a certain amount of um, positive criticism, and you have been outspoken. Outspoken. Many believe, and I shall repeat, that the AFC would not have left. Amanza Walton Desir would not have left. Simona Bruns would have joined um, with with the opposition. And loads of other persons like Gita Chandan Edmond and others would not have gone if it weren't for Norton's leadership and his style of leadership. And when all right, let me ask. Hold on. Because no, hold on. Because it is important for us to unwrap this package and close it. This is not an attack on Norton right now because we're talking about rebuilding. And we have accepted that he should stay on as leader of the party for a smooth transition to find the correct leader. I understand, while I'm not at liberty to discuss openly and publicly why I agree with Norton staying.
This guy have some valid point, but some of them boiling me because they don't understand. He talking from two sides of his mouth, two sides of his mouth. And that is what you gotta move away from. This type of thinking, you gotta where's his name? Tony, Mr. Tony, you gotta move away from. You know, he's an older guy. He still got the old time, the long time politics with him and after as much as you try, he going to Babu Jan and get supporters, and then he's still talking on the next side about he's still talking the next thing, you understand? No. It all comes because stop blaming the supporters. It all comes because of the leaders, the leaders wasn't leading, and the house scattered. That is it. That is it. They didn't lead in the house scattered. Damn.
Staying on as leader of the party until the next Congress. I believe it is the best strategy if the party is to be saved and if it's to be rebuilt successfully. I want to make that clear. I want to make it that lucid. But hundreds of thousands of Guyanese who have supported the PNCR would like to hear the truth about what really happened, about what really happened. And I have to speak that truth because it's important for people to know that you're not lying to them. That if
Exactly.
you want to rebuild, if you want to have another opportunity to get their confidence based on their support. That you begin by saying to them, "This is the truth. I'm sorry. We will correct it." I'm asking you the question again. Do you believe that? Let me answer it this way. Go ahead. And I would like to be very.
What is going on? I don't understand. That is it. There's sugarcoating when you talk, how supporters and people's coming attacking you. No, you guys don't understand. You gotta know the truth. You gotta know where your roof leaking for partial roof. And if people walk away, you understand? Cussing them or dragging them, that can make you win the election. You need to attract them back. You understand? And the people, you gotta listen to the people. Why? What's the reason? What is the reason make you walk away? What happened? What caused it? And then you fix it. Yes. So running around all over the place attacking somebody because they walk away from the party, whatever. Listen, if you would sit down and take something to everybody, if you would sit in the house and take abuse, you understand? And keep your mouth zip. Now everybody can do the same. So because you sit, and no matter what leader do you, you sit down, you don't care because you are the same skin color and all of that. Doesn't mean everybody thinking that way. Yes, and that doesn't mean everybody take it away. And y'all can get it right and understand that you can't win an election like that. Just like y'all clapping for the Indians when they come in your party, it's just so y'all got to accept when the Afro-Guyanese go into the PPP or the win party. You understand?
You could not enter that gated community after 6 p.m. without the sentry demanding your identity and your relationship to the person you're going into that community to visit. I mean, we have fallen far away. We have fallen. I believe in my heart of hearts, however, that all is not lost. We have the opportunity as members and supporters of the People's National Congress to affirm that we are not going to lie down and play dead, or we are not going to accept a defeat as the reason.
Ooh, child, the man is very passionate, very passionate, very passionate, very passionate. But you talking two-way. You get a two-way street. But you see, as I tell you, this is these old guys. These guys get one-way thinking. You know, they gotta come down on the ground and see, generation has changed. So you can't go the road. You gotta move away from, you hold your party, yes, you hold your party name. The party alone name can hold supporters, not all name, but you gotta work. That's the thing. They don't understand. You gotta work. You gotta put in the work. You gotta the members and all of them, all who go in the party, they gotta put in the work. You understand?
Reason why we cannot rise up and do better. I am convinced that with new leadership, we can determine a brighter future for our supporters. I will take a break and we can continue. Tony Jones here on Voice of the Diaspora, quite passionate. I want to ask you, um, do you believe that the decline in the party's fortunes at the last elections has anything to do directly with the leadership of Aubrey Norton? I am aware that you said
Yes,
that Norton, should have gone to Parliament. Many believe that it is Norton's leadership that would have
exactly.
caused that decline. He had failed to
But
unite the party. It was his mandate when he became leader. But one of his mandates is to unite the party, among other things, to rebuild the party. And many people believe that that did not happen. In fact, they
exactly,
believe that he was the problem in
exactly,
relation to the defections of the party. They believe
exactly,
that he had a closed door policy. They believe that he did not listen to anybody, that he was arrogant on a number of other things, and that he should not have gone into the elections as presidential candidate because the signs money, that you would have had to have a charismatic leader, and many believe that during the early talks between the APNU and the AFC, that one of the most important requirements for the talks to continue was to have an appropriate presidential candidate that
Mhm.
probably would have seen the PNCR in government or remaining as the opposition, the main opposition. Many would have called for Terence Campbell. And I have to ask you,
Woohoo, child, this is very long. I should do a live. Well, there's it. I keep saying everybody running away with this old thing. Oh, even the diet supporters money. No, it had nothing to do with money. We watch, right? After Granger, you watch um this guy Narton go in. His style of leading, weak opposition, weak this, whatever, inside the house he going on. So the supporters had a problem with it. He had a problem in the house, inside the house. Come on.
in terms of your vision, let me look quickly for this thing here because it's important. In terms of your vision for the path forward, for the path forward, many believe that Norton conceded to the fact that it could not pull it off. He did not have what it took to pull it off, and that the younger generation did not see him as an inspirational leader.
Oh,
And also,
hallelujah.
the party had no money under his leadership to push a competitive campaign with Wynne and others. Campbell, Dr. Terence Campbell, perhaps would have been able in a short time to make a difference. But the AFC, Amanza Walton Desir, and a number of main players in the PNC would have defected because they could not work with Norton's leadership. What are your thoughts on that? Well, that's a lot to unpack there. But let me be consistent.
Be
And as you
consistent.
know, in my missive, I avoid blaming anyone.
Blame Nartun.
What I am going to continue to do is to point to the errors of our leaders and the problems we allowed to fester, and some got even worse as the no, campaign. I don't want to cut you, and I haven't cut you for the evening. But there could have been a problem with the leadership and the leader.
Exactly.
And so, whether you want to lay blame or not lay blame, I want to caution you that you are on a program in which you have demonstrated a certain amount of um, positive criticism. You have been outspoken. Many believe, and I shall repeat, that
That is it. Narton was the problem. Oh my gosh.
the AFC would not have left. Amanzo Walton Desir would not have left. Simona Bruns would have joined
Look like a repeat.
with the opposition. And loads of other persons like Peter Chandon, Edmund, and others would not have gone if it weren't for Norton's leadership and his style of leadership. And when all right, let me ask. Hold on, hold on, because it is important for us to unwrap this package and close it. This is not an attack on Norton right now because we're talking about rebuilding. And we have accepted that he should stay on as leader of the party for a smooth transition to find the correct leader. I understand, while I'm not at liberty to discuss openly and publicly why I agree with Norton staying on as leader of the party until the next Congress, I believe it is the best
I think I did
strategy
this one
if the
already. Went
party
back to
is to be
fire.
saved and if it's to be rebuilt successfully. I want to make that clear. I want to make it that lucid. But hundreds of thousands of Guyanese who have supported the PNCR would like to hear the truth about what really happened, about what really happened. And I have to speak that truth because it's important for people to know that you're not lying to them.
Exactly.
That if you want to rebuild, if you want to have another opportunity to get their confidence and their support,
Yeah, I
that
hear.
you begin by saying to them, "This is the truth. I'm sorry. We will correct it." I'm asking you
Exactly.
the question again. Do you believe that? Let me answer it this way. Go ahead.
You know, I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it. I gotta talk. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, child. Oh, child. Oh, child. Oh, my gosh. But, you know, this was a very good conversation. Very good conversation. You know, it get him a vex. You understand? You understand the guy old, the guy back in the days. He talking from both sides of the mouth. You know, but there's the first thing. They gotta move away, from the old policy, but nobody, don't raise a bilang say, yeah, me lang go used to get them starting, but people move away from that. Move away from that, and that can't not be an approach because they can turn off young people. Young people don't want to hear them things, you understand? What they should have done, as I said, what they should have done, they should have keep the PNC name. Keep the PNC name. Yeah, the young people know, history and so on. But, modernize it, and so on. So not move away. Now you strip it away. But then you still want to tell people, but Afro guys, we are really bad. We are really bad.
And I would like to be very honest with you. Again, I say we can analyze the results of the election. We can remind ourselves of the results. That won't change. That is history now. What I can say is that a former US president once said, "The buck stops with me."
That's what nice. You should have said.
Therefore, if you are the leader,
Mm-hmm.
whatever good or bad comes, you are responsible for the results.
And I can take
That is as much
responsibility.
as I will disclose as an opinion. That is enough.
That is enough. Exactly. Exactly. You see, certain point the guy get me, and there's certain points I will fighty. But that is it. That was enough. He should have take responsibility. It was on it is watch. If you support, oh, you get a basket for fetch water, but then patch it and fetch water. Don't go with the basket just so. If somebody give you a basket and tell you go fetch water, and yes, you get children and everybody starving for water, what you gonna do? You go with the basket fetch water, or you gonna patch it? He went in with the basket. As I said, they give you the basket, and we do. He go fetch water and broke away the old bottom of the basket. No. So it stopped with he, and that's all the man had to say. Dog fly over enough people head.
Suffice it to say, however, is that it would be foolhardy of anyone to believe and say with a straight face that all those defections did not have an effect on the party and the results, the humiliating the results that we saw. I agree with that. So one can look at the plethora of issues that one can attribute to the why we are in the position we are in today. I would rather, however, wait to find out from the people who are tasked within the party to report on what went wrong.
I can
When
tell you
that
went
report
wrong.
is probably, hopefully made public, I say hopefully made public, folks like you and I can debate that as well.
I don't wait for y'all no report. Y'all not listening to the people. Y'all not listening. What went wrong? What went wrong? We got weak leaders. We see weak leaders. We see ever no. If you get a protest, is you got no leader don't come out. You know, no leader don't come out with you and whatever. When you're done, you gone home. You're crawling. Nothing. They got time with you. You understand? Everybody enjoying. Everybody enjoying. Granger had his supporters 40 days or 40 nights from the road. Well, sometimes he says he ain't got them because when his supporters stop, when the protest, he said, ask them what they're doing there. Listen, oh, child, oh, child. Mm-mm.
And I hope it will be done prior to Aubrey the meeting office, so
Uh,
that it would help in the discussion, in the campaigning for the new leader. Again, I am strongly of the view that not only do we have to have visionary leaders, we have to have the types of programs enunciated in a cogent way that the average grassroots can see the benefit of a manifesto. Well, that's what I was about to ask you about. That's what I was about to ask you. A manifesto is not just putting words on paper.
exactly.
It is giving people a sense of hope and a purpose and a reason why they're voting. And I agree with you 100%. That's why I wanted to ask you about your vision for the path forward. And I know that you passionately would have covered loads of topics that my questions were there to ask, but you would have gone into them, and I understand that. I think it's been brilliant the way you would have put forward your positions. I apologize to you and the viewers that we weren't able to get this live on Facebook. It's live on YouTube. I will have to bring you on back next week for us
Oh,
to
but I get it through
discuss. It will
Facebook.
be carried on Facebook via YouTube, but for some reason, Facebook has not been accepting the.
Well, guys, that's it. I just wanted to do a little piece, and I end up with all of this. He did make, a valid point, and passionate guys. He went into, different areas, and if you want to just to listen the entire, video without me cutting and so on, because I tell you, I got to talk in it because of copyright, right? This is not my materials my material. So you could go to Norma Brown page on Facebook. I get it through Facebook. I don't know really know it's paid through YouTube. I gotta look for it and subscribe. So guys, that's it. So when he said best, he explained it best, more than I can. When I supporters attack people and they don't understand, ask somebody what went wrong. Instead of you attack somebody, ask why you move away. Yeah, the person explain to you, not just attack. Oh, since attack about the leader already. Leaders are human beings. People, not everybody born to be leaders. Not everybody could lead. People might get, some people gotta be in the background. Everybody, could be in front. Anyway, this is your girl Dion. Oh, this is anyway. Catch you on the next one. Bye.